Welcome, Gemini. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot getting ready to do your full moon in Capricorn reading. And the full moon's active on June the 29th. And we are still resonating, echoing from the new moon in Gemini energy, which really highlighted a significant shift in your perspective, in your mindset. So I feel for many Geminis, you are turning over a dramatic new leaf, a new direction, perhaps a redirection with Uranus, particularly in your sign. So positive energy, the full moon really is about continuing to sweep away what is no longer necessary to clear the path. So I have for your opening oracle from the Wilder Known Archetypes, the card Vision. I want you to see that as I read a little bit from the guidebook. Other names for the vision are the dream, the imagined, the reveal. It's said that we're each born with a unique vision, a destiny toward which we are aimed. Because we forget this vision the moment we're born, we're sent on a lifelong journey of rediscovery. It slips away, yet it guides at the same time. When we're connected to the vision, we carry an inspired, enchanted aliveness that others recognize. We trust the world and its synchronicities. We all want to be near those like yourself with vision. They emit energy more potent than any elixir. And bring back the mystery, bring back the dreams. And finally, I want to just mention that this particular description includes, you can gauge how connected you are to your vision by how tired you feel. Since the vision feeds us energy, it affects our life force and vitality. So thinking very specifically, there's a way in which your passion about what you do, particularly your work, your professional effort, is very infectious. It drives you. It can certainly make you appear as that kind of Hermes or Mercury energy that is your ruling planet. So the traveler, the mediator, the connector, one who is here, there, and everywhere. Mercury or Hermes code name is messenger of the gods. So this very generally describes your energy and your purpose. This card is clarified by equilibrium. This is really talking about, I believe, the way you are straddling your past and your present. So you have been in a long process of accepting any misfortune you've encountered. This can include ways in which you have perhaps experienced failure, disappointments, dishonesty, and had your successes crash around you in particular. This is what's resonating, particularly through your business or resource sharing relationships or partnerships. These have not gone well for you in the past, and yet you're also accepting those misfortunes as lessons that you are open and willing to learn from, and thus you are stepping in to your dreams again. This is the bringing back the magic, bringing back the dreams, only they're chastened now. You've learned a lot about the inappropriate projection of your own ego. You're really taking value in what you can do for others, knowing full well it will benefit you as well. But this is really, your focus is shifted on how you can help others and how much joy, contentment, satisfaction that can bring to them. This feels very much about the way you help others gain resources that would be difficult for them to gain any other way. So some of you are in some kind of sales, real estate, and certainly you are quite likely teachers, healers, medical professionals. There's a whole range of ways that you can be focusing on the service aspect of what you do as opposed to what might have appeared in the past as your monetary concerns, your focus on profitability and maximizing that at all costs. In the present, the Six of Wands. This is fabulous. This shows that you are in it again. You're in it to win it. But again, with this shifted attitude towards, I do my part of the team's effort and response well. I do it diligently, efficiently, and I increase the success of the team because of my commitment to the team's welfare, not just mine. And this actually earns you a tremendous amount of respect from colleagues, co-workers, co-creators, whoever you're working with is really seeing you as a model. You are being celebrated and you are being highly regarded by your teammates. And to you, this is priceless. This feels like a result of the shift that you've made towards service, benefit to all involved, rather than the instant attention that you once were able to achieve as a result of doing more, more independently. And it may not always have been successes or achievements that lasted over the long term. Now your focus is on lifting up the team. This is about educating your clientele, your students at a new level so that they can continue to generate abundance independent of you, but with the knowledge you've shared with them. And for some of you, this is about generational wealth building, your own and those of that of those you help. In the past, it's interesting because you're showing me a loving community, a loving family, a large family, for some of you, really extended family, that has mentored you through the process of professional growth. Perhaps you had mentors among family members who showed you the ropes of a particular field of or professional activity. You learn the ropes from someone who had been relatively successful. And it seems to me that part of what you gained from that was respect and admiration for those that helped you. But you also realized that you were tasked with a large responsibility in the past. And this responsibility was about the upliftment, the development of some kind of generational wealth, if not for your family, then for families in general. And in the future, the Three of Cups, this is very gentle energy you're showing me. You're showing me a lot of inner work that you've done in order to recognize the value of those you work with or for in a way that perhaps was absent in the past. You're seeing your past in a way that's different from the way you may have seen it before. You may have focused on an individual who helped you or who had something you aspired to. And at this point, you're looking at your family or your community as a larger collective of individuals that you honor and respect their contribution, whether it was successful or abundant on the outside. You're understanding really more the value of sharing and caring together, of providing for one another. And so now in the future, That's what you are valuing, and that is who is celebrating you. You are moving towards an acknowledgement by that community, that family, that team of coworkers that you have been working with and you have been transforming through, so that you value the camaraderie, the company, the support, the protection, the honesty that you that have contributed to your success. Your appreciation that success means nothing without the people I love, without the people that love me. If this is resonating for you, Gemini, please like this video and subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. I appreciate all of you that are here today, present with me, and appreciate whatever support you give me. So I'm going to clarify the 10 of Cups. There's the Emperor and the 7 of Cups. And I'm going to go ahead and put the Knight of Cups and the Lovers on the 6 of Cups and 6 of Wands in the present and the future. I'm going to go ahead and pull the 3 of Cups clarified by the King of Wands and the 5 of Pentacles. So this is quite powerful. The Emperor, the 7 of Cups. Yeah, this is describing, I think, an important person in your past who helped you learn the tricks of the trade, helped you learn the ropes, helped you find your first associates, perhaps your first sales, your first collaborators, who who modeled the kind of success that you aspire to. This person was almost a law unto themselves. They were independent, they were successful, they probably were relatively wealthy, particularly compared to your own background, and they seemed like they had a lot of options, very few of which they participated in, but which you saw as the outcome of having this much financial abundance, this much independence, that the world really would become your oyster and all the perks of success would be yours. And so that was a part of the way that you came into the field, observing someone who had the resources to display their wealth, display their options, even if they didn't take part in all of those options. The 6 of Wands in the present is clarified by the Knight of Pentacles and the Lovers. So yeah, I think you had a plan. You have a plan moving forward, even as that plan has changed as a result of your ability to discriminate among your experiences and recognize how short-sighted your initial introduction to the field, to the profession was. Even if that introduction lasted for many years, your approach was to get what you could get, and that would never end. Of course, after a while, that ended because all of the choices you were making were not necessarily for the benefit of others. They were for the benefit of you because that's what you had seen. That's what you understood you were supposed to do. Kind of damn the consequences. But you've since then realized that the short-term goals, the short-term benefits evaporate quickly. They have to be constantly refueled. And you're past that. You're up to a place where you're looking for long-term value and long-term benefit. You're looking for relationships that last, relationships that match you. And I think for some of you, this is a big challenge because you were introduced to your current endeavors or your professional field from someone who was fairly solo, fairly on their own, fairly independent. Doesn't matter how many responsibilities they had. They did as they pleased, and they really focused on their own benefit bottom line, no matter who they were, quote, helping. And that's what you saw, but you've lived long enough to see not only did that fail ultimately, that plan ultimately fail, but that you have not been able to sustain the stability and the security that you believed you were building towards. So you now understand, oh, it's the company I keep. Hence, you are committing yourself to your team, your tribe, and it is working with those who share and support my ability to do bigger things, to bring more benefit and more reward to the team as a whole. As the team does well, I do better. And that is really the big shift that I see you moving through at this time. This is a revival of your dreams, indeed, but on new terms. And in the future, the Three of Cups is clarified by the King of Wands and the Five of Pentacles. So there is still the issue of your desire to change your lifestyle. I sense that you've had glimpses of power, financial power, not only through your mentor or through those that helped you, but that you have moved away in the past, further away from a conditioning or an environment of lack, of need, of not enough. And that has been chasing you for a while, trying to get beyond the threshold of just making it, beyond the threshold of just keeping your head above water. And I feel like that has been some of the residual experience, even as you have made this fundamental shift in understanding that these are your rules. This is your passion, and you have a right to live this out in the best way that you understand. Because of the changes you've experienced, the recognition of consequences, unforeseen consequences for some of the opportunities that you were unable to find benefit from in the past, you're now in a position of understanding that your ability to evaluate abundance, wealth, success is really different than it was then. It isn't just the amount of money you have. You're not giving up the quest for a more secure, abundant, and stable lifestyle. And that is a necessity. There's no reason why you should be out in the cold, particularly given your ability to work hard for what you desire. But now you're doing it because helping others inspires you more. You're actually understanding the value of what you bring to others and how you don't have to cut corners. You don't have to skew the information for your short-term benefit. In fact, by helping more, by sacrificing some of the maximum profit, you actually create more business, more community, more dedicated, loyal customers who refer you more often to more and bigger opportunities. So this is what is fueling your change of lifestyle finally to the kind of lifestyle that you actually believe you are deserving of. And you are worthy and deserving as you understand the more you help others, the more you benefit in the long term. I even see you being asked to teach, to mentor others. Teaching is a whole sideline of an income that could add to your bottom line for a long time to come. I'm going to finish up this reading with a Language of Flowers card. I really love this reading for you, Gemini. And I have the jonquil, and the keyword is power. Indeed, take hold of what you know is yours. This is lovely. This is perfect. Continue to be gentle with yourself, Gemini. You are a youthful, joyful spirit that really lights up the energy of others when you come around. So thank you for this reading, and until next time, namaste.